Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 here on our 2016 Ford Edge. Now, this is going to be an excellent way of transporting your more lightweight bikes on a nice stable platform style rack to wherever you need to go. Now, what I mean by that lightweight capacity, so we are only about 40 pounds capacity per bike on the Sherpa here today, which makes it excellent for, yes, transporting your carbon frame bikes as they are lightweight. And since we do have a nice little tire hold format here on our platform rack, it becomes an excellent option for these guys as you're not needing that high weight capacity. However, we're not going to have any trouble at all, I don't think, getting most of those standard and even those mountain bikes up on this guy, so it can still offer you a great little solution for those types of bikes as well. Now, the platform itself, I think, really starts speaking for itself. You do have those nice, definitely cool copper accents throughout it, as well as that nice gunmetal gray throughout the rest of the carrier. Now, it does come in a host of different colors as well if you want. It does come in black and pearl as well, so if you want to go ahead and match it to the color of your vehicle, can be a great way to start accessorizing it. But it doesn't really stop there. I think it also does a very good job while looking very good on here as well. You are seeing you get that rotating cradle on the back end. Can be great for even some of your longer bikes as well. They might have a little bit of a hangover there, but that's not going to be too much of a problem because on here we do have a very nice backing plate for our front wheel there. That cradle is going to have some pretty good grooves here for most of them as well. Still about only about 3 inches width on that guy though, so not going to be great for your fat bike tires by any means, but I do like that front cradle as we could even have a little bit of a longer bike than we might be used to hanging off just a little bit. We'll still have good securance on that bike though, so it won't be something that we are too worried about. Now, one great thing too, we do have a locking core right here on that front side of that platform. It does come with a cable lock as well, so what to do, throw that through both of our frames, bring it right back down and lock it into that locking core. Now, that locking core will be key-like to the locking core on our hitch that we'll break down later in the video, so that way you are getting a full security measure for both our bikes and our carrier on this guy. Now, one amazing thing about the Sherpa though as well is it can tilt away while our bikes are on our vehicle. What that's great for, we can access the back of our hatch. To do so, right here in the middle where this lever is, all we have to do is pull that guy straight down and simply drop our mast down. Now, keep in mind, you know, if you have 40-pound bikes up on here, that's going to be 80 pounds that you're going to have to watch. So let's be careful with that as we are dropping it. Don't want that causing any damage by just slamming it on there. It can be nice to help and support that mast. But as you can see, definitely plenty of room to come in here, get any kind of coolers, bike helmets, anything I might need, whether you need to change your shoes or anything, you can go ahead, put your feet up here. Can be great too if you're at the gas station, just need a quick little stop. Can be awesome that we're not having to take our bikes off the entire time to do so. Now, it's not going to take any time at all to walk this guy up. It's even easier than bringing him down. Nothing even to do with that lever. All I have to do, wait for my hatch, walk it right back up. It's going to go ahead and clip itself back in place. Pretty hands-free after that point. No pins or clips I have to worry about. It is going to go ahead and stay nice and in that position. So I do like how easy that is to use. Well, it's not going to take me any time at all to get this bike off. And to do so, I'm just going to come right back to my strip here, pressing in on that lever to release it. And on the inside, too, you're going to need a little bit of a rubber matting on the inside of that bike, which is nice to see. That way, we're not having any kind of damage to our rims as we go on. Now, before we do take the bike off, though, let's go ahead and see how it is interacting with our edge on the back end here. We are getting our light bar across the entirety of it. So just keep in mind, you know, if you get two bikes up on here, going to start kind of getting in the way of that guy just a little bit. We do have a lot of good spread on either end though, so I don't think we're going to have any issue with people knowing that we're stopping or where we're going, especially with our light bar being up at the top of the cowling too. Don't think we're having any issue at least letting people know where we are. The only thing to look out for though is our backup camera. It's sitting right in the middle, which can be great if you have these open frame bikes like we do today, but keep in mind as you get, you know, kind of more clunky bikes up on here, just might be something you might start interacting with, something to be conscious of. Now, moving our way though, we do have one more takedown here to get our bike off, and all we have to do is simply remove our arm. I like getting those arms out of the way, getting up close, just so that way you can get yourself underneath the bike, not going to have to reach for it. But I want to make sure I do have a good handle on my bike. Don't want that tilting into my vehicle or myself, causing any kind of damage. And it just comes right here to this ergonomic grip. Press in on that button, bring our arm up to the side, and I can simply lift off, and I am already good to go. So very, very simple solution that works very, very well. And of course, you can load up your bikes just as easy. Only thing to watch out for are these strips kind of in the way, but very easy to hook that wheel underneath as we go through and start cinching them down in no time. These arms don't take any time at all to collapse as well. Just bringing them in to make it look nice and pretty on the back of our vehicle. Now, pretty important to mention to keep in mind though, here is our clearance to the ground. Now, when we are in the style, we are carrying our bikes. We want to stay and make sure they are nice and protected from the bottom, from the ground to the very end here. I'm going to go ahead to the end of this post here, as it is the furthest point from our hitch, and putting this at 18 3/4 inches there to the very end. Definitely gonna be a little length to consider. Now, we're not sitting too short here, I would say. That assembly is giving us a nice little rise. However, as those front wheels go up, the back will go down, so let's just be conscious of it. We're in a very steep terrain. We're doing a little off-roading, of course. Just something to watch out for. But with any hitch-mounted accessory, we are adding some length to our vehicle. Now, our Edge isn't the longest vehicle in the world, but it's definitely something that we're gonna keep in mind. From the rear of the bumper to the very end of our arm, once again, it's putting us right under 31 inches, about 30 15/16 to the very end there. So definitely not going to be the longest that I've ever seen, especially for only a 2-bike platform rack. However, we do have a way of quickly shortening that down if we need to pull this in the garage, or at least give us a lot more room to start navigating those tight parking places. That lever just simply comes right back out once again. Now go ahead and bring this guy straight up. In a position, as you can see, not going to have any play in this position, which I do love. It does come a little close to our Edge here. However, what's great about it, already you'll have no play in these arms, have a very good natural resistance. You can see it takes a lot to actually get them to move. So even with the jostle of the road, I don't think we're going to have any issue at all with this coming in contact with the back of our vehicle. But just to give us an idea, from the rear of the bumper to the closest point here, which looks to be my arm, is putting us right under 3 inches, so about 2 15/16 inches there as well. From the back of the bumper though to the end, and our furthest point from our carrier is right at 13 inches. So already a ton of space saved, down about 17 inches or so. So love to see that. Now, definitely not going to have any issue at all, I don't think, getting this in the garage, or at least a lot more maneuverability wherever we might want to be parking this thing. So do love to see that. Moving our way down to the bottom though, here on the inside, you are going to see we do have a 2-inch shank here today, utilizing our 2-inch hitch. And on the inside of that, we just simply have an alignment pin on the inside. Now this guy isn't doing too much work, of course, other than making sure we are nice and aligned and giving us a great spot for our locking core. Now we already kind of talked about this. This will be key-like to the locking core on the front of our platform. So nice that we only have to worry about one key that we'll be doing and making sure we are nice and secure here on the back of our Edge. On the front though is where all the really heavy work is coming into place. You are seeing the anti-rattle device here. This knob is amazing, as there's a cam on the inside of our shank that is now getting tightened into our hitch. So as you can see, as I shake this guy, it's shaking the entire vehicle. That's bringing it all into one system. It's gonna make for a nice smooth ride for ourselves, our bike rack, but especially our bikes. And one thing I really like about it, very easy to use. It's only a hand, it's right on the end. I'm not spending a lot of time getting up underneath it, having to fight past my carrier. It's just right here on the end, very easy to tighten down. And now I know it is tool free, as we don't have to actually have a ratchet to tighten it down, but I would like to point out that it does have a little Allen wrench insert here. What that can be great for, if you are going on very long road trips, can be nice to go ahead, cinch that guy down, and that way we're not checking it every 50 miles or so, getting worried. We know it's gonna be staying nice and secure on the back of our Edge. Well, I think the Sherpa is an excellent bike rack. Now, if you are looking for a little bit of a higher capacity with your bike carriers, this guy's only at 40 pounds. You could look at the Kuat Envy 2.0. That's going to put you about 60 pounds. And keep in mind, you know, it is increasing the price point a little bit, but you are still going to get that nice little kind of standard look that the Kuat is offering here. You can even match this one exactly with that same color scheme. But if you are just wanting to look for that lightweight option, I think the Sherpa is hard to beat. Of course, it looks good, but B, you're getting a very nice, stable platform that's extremely easy to use. Going to cause you a lot less headaches as we get our bikes to wherever we want to go. Well, I think that about does it for our look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 here on our 2016 Ford Edge. I'm Bobby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway. So we can see here how the bike rack moves with our truck.